Welcome one, welcome all to Crypto and Chill. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and with me as always is Jeff from the Blockchain Report. How's it going, brother?
Man, what a day, man. How exciting. That was an awesome show this morning.
Oh
Um, it was just great to see everybody tuning in, and we appreciate everyone out there that was able to jump in the chat and interact and ask questions. There's definitely and thanks for giving us more time because we definitely used it.
yeah. No, I knew that one was going to go long. There's a lot to go over there, and that's why I wanted to cut the news short. And we cut out the education at the end just because we knew that was going to be a big one. But yeah, that was by far our the most people we've ever had watching a live show. I mean, we had it was starting to get towards 800 people watching live. So it was pretty impressive. What that drew in. So we're going to be having them back on. OpNet. We're going to be having them back on after their launch. Hopefully, we can get Danny there as well. Both Chad and Danny. And next week we actually have a couple of interviews. So we have Taylor with the estate planning on Monday. On Thursday, we have Colin, one of the original founders of Avalanche. And on Friday, we have, what is it called? It's Turtle something.
Yeah, somebody that David knows, right?
Yeah. It's called Block Turtle. So actually,
turtle.
Turtle. All right. So let me share my screen real quick, and then I'll turn it over to you.
Cheers, Jay.
Actually, yeah. So here's the Node Pro, our website, where it looks like it looks like we're not going live. So we're gonna have to work on this. But over here, I put that blockturtle.com. This is not paid. David knows the guy, from just through different circles, through networking. Looks to be a great project. It's going to be it's some sort of portfolio tracker. They gave us access to it, but let's check it out real quick. Never mind. But again, anything we talk about, OpNet, this, Block Turtle, we never get paid. We refuse to take any sort of payment because we want to make sure that we're objective. We're going to ask the hard questions like today. We asked Chad, you and I'm drawing a blank. What the hell, man? I'm burnt out. It's been a freaking
David.
Yes. Thank you. David and Jeff. They were asking because there was some accusations of Chad and them being a part of past projects that supposedly had rug pulls. And I was very impressed that whenever I reached out to him about it before we went live last night, I asked him, I said, hey, in doing our research for the show, there's a guy that messaged us and was claiming that you were part of some of these other projects that were rug pulls. Would you be willing to we want to ask you some questions about it? Would you be willing to answer some questions? He's like, absolutely. I'm more than happy to answer questions live about it. I was very impressed. At first I was thinking like, oh shit, we're about to interview somebody that potentially did something shady. But after the way that he handled himself and the answers he gave, I was satisfied. But that being said, my point is, we do not do sponsorships. We do not let people pay us to talk about their project. We don't let them pay to come on the show. We don't get paid by them. We are starting to do some paid stuff. DeFi universities, still, totally free. A lot of the stuff that we do, the Discord's free, everything's free. But David's going to be offering, and it already does, but offers a mentorship. And so, that's very, very personalized. He spends, hours and hours and hours one-on-one with people, teaching them DeFi, getting them set up in DeFi. These are people that are, have 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure portfolios, so, he does that, but we'll have some other stuff that's going to be paid. Our newsletter, our automated newsletter, that's something I'm super excited about because I actually helped build it. Me and Don built it.
Getting it beefed up, man. Adding some really awesome features.
Yeah.
It's fully customizable and fuck.
No, that's what I'm excited about is the fact that you can select what assets that you want in your personalized newsletter. And then you can generate it, and all of the news that it pulls, all of the trading ranges, all of the DeFi liquidity pool ranges, all of that it pulls is for the assets you asked for. So I don't know of any other newsletter out there that's like this. I'm sure that somebody does, but I haven't seen it. And so, and we're going to be adding a bunch of new functionality to it once we get, everything live. But just in the past week, I mean, David's got the node.pro website up. Me and Don got this newsletter going. We got, you and David did that, awesome, interview. So we're growing freaking fast as shit, and I'm excited about it. But I'm going to kick it over to you. I'm going to go get something to drink because I've been, before we went live, I was actually helping Don get set up for DeFi High that is going to be immediately after the node on Monday, Monday through Friday, every day. And he's going to be taking over that entry-level DeFi, course. So it's going to be 2 hours of the node directly into 30 minutes for DeFi High. And then, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays that you're doing? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you're going to be doing a live redirect. We'll do a live redirect to Don. Don is going to be doing a live redirect to you. So it's basically going to end up being what? 3.5 hours? Yeah, 3.5 hours of different shows. You'll have the node, you'll have 30 minutes of entry-level DeFi, and then you'll have the blockchain report right after that. So a nice little block of alpha for you. But with that, I kick it over to you, man. I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me throw my screen up here. Happy Friday, everybody. Here at the Node channel, we appreciate all of you who joined in this morning and participated in that awesome interview with OpNet. And looking forward to more awesome interviews like that as we continue to grow. But here at the Node channel, me and Mike do our crypto and chill every Tuesday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mike and David go live every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific, noon to 2 Eastern. And like you said, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific will be DeFi High with DeFi Don. And I will have a little segment. I'm doing pre-record, so I won't be going live, but these are pre-records of kind of projects, early projects, before they even launched a token, just giving you some early alpha, kind of like how I did with OPNet last year, finding these and kind of breaking them down, their different quests and campaigns that they have to offer. So that'll be kind of a little alpha for you Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. And our red pill, Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Last night, fucking David, we're in the middle of fucking the red pill, drunk as shit, having a great time. David's like, hey, I'm going to go for a minute, and it ends the whole fucking show.
Nukes
He fucking nuked the show, dude.
Oh, you can see his face turn so red. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm so sorry.
It was hilarious.
Oh, man. But yeah, great conversations, man, that we have there. I definitely learned a lot from just listening to those two guys, and him and Colin. When they get on it, it's a good time. Oh, it was first. Yeah, we do that every week. We
Yeah.
started a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Um, just a place we can come and talk and have unfiltered, open conversations about anything. Mostly outside of crypto, just because you don't have a lot of spaces that we can go unhinged, unfiltered like that without hurting people's feelings. So we like to have civil disagreements and see other people's perspectives and come together at the end and just a good time. And Saturday nights, I'll be doing Saturday Night Fever, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm working on getting some DJs on to interview, do maybe like a half-hour interview or something and have them do a little DJ set. We'll go into some tutorials and different styles of DJing, different music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun.
Well, don't forget the gaming channel, because I
And the
actually
gaming
just got,
right here at the
before we
bottom.
went live, Jay and Ellie got them set up to go live on Twitch and Kick. And they're going to start doing arc raiders. And I think that they're talking about doing like some synchronized cosplay. Like they're going to start like dressing up.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm pretty sure they'll probably throw that Pudgy Penguins game in there a little bit that you were playing the other day. That that one right
Sweet.
there, and
Yeah.
and some other Web3 based games. So it's basically going to be our little gaming channel that they're going to be building out.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that going to be Sundays or is it like a specific day or just kind of?
I'm leaving it up to them.
Okay.
Just like with the blockchain report, you have full, creative fucking control.
Yeah.
They're gonna, I'm sure that they'll go live randomly just whenever they jump on to play, but they'll probably pick like a time on Saturday or Sunday to go live on a regular basis, just to for a regular show.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
That'd be awesome.
I'm encouraging them, just like you with the DJ thing, to have like guests on and maybe interview game developers or people that
Huh?
are building out Web3 games and things like that. So yeah, no, it's like we're gonna have a whole fucking network of channels here at the Node.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know how y'all keep up with it all. I mean, it's a passion, man. There's a lot of stuff, all of us are interested in and trying to bring it all together to provide, entertainment and value and education. Just and it's built over time. We didn't just start this with everything in mind. We just kind of built it
Well,
as we grew, man.
it started out where I was doing it was called Bullshit and Bourbon, and it was
Mhm.
me, my brother Taylor, Texas Jeff, and my old military buddy Gary. And it was basically just once a week we got drunk, kind of like the red pill, but a little more tame. We'd get drunk and just talk about life. I mean, Taylor shared about when he used to when he started taking like magic mushrooms and his experiences with that. And we just talked about all kinds of random stuff. And then me and Jeff started talking, because we knew each other from chat rooms and stuff and other crypto shows. And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you want to start a crypto show?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, why not?" Because he was doing the
Yeah, because
blockchain.
I came on one of the shows to talk about health and
Yeah,
pharmaceuticals and stuff.
that's what it was.
And then
Absolutely.
after that, you reached out to me and wanted to do a show. I was like, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, and that's what started all this. And then we met David, and
Mhm.
DeFi Don is one of his students. And yeah, and just like a couple weeks ago, we decided, me and David had been doing DeFi High, and we decided to stand up the node. So like we actually formed a business, and we're official now. We're the Node LLC. So this is like taking off like a fucking rocket ship.
Yeah, dude, it's been so awesome. And yeah, is it working that much? It definitely the trading, like that's why I can't trade like David and all these other guys. I mean, I've been off work since October now. Between work contracts, but I start back next month. But still, it's making the time to do all this, in the evenings and making videos and stuff. It's and weekends are a big, content creation time, especially if you're working a full-time job. And Vet, he's retired in the woods. He's keeping himself busy in retirement, which is a good thing. Because they say, man, when you retire, it's in your late 60s or even 70s, it doesn't take long for you to die because a lot of people don't have purpose. And
you trying to kill me off, man?
No. And that's my mom. She retired. She's 67. She retired a couple years ago, and I was like, she's not the greatest of health, so I was hoping that she would still find something that would keep her busy. And she babysits the grandkids and goes to the high school sports events and helps out, the teams and stuff. So it's good to stay busy when you don't have a job to go into, and something that gives you purpose and meaning. Idle hands are the devil's playground. Absolutely. But so we do have our Twitter channel, the Node channel. So check us out on Twitter. And if you are on Twitter, come over to YouTube at the Node_channel and jump in the chat. David's DeFi University. Oh shit. No, it's at the node.pro. He integrated DeFi University to the node.pro. And here we will have all the live streams and a live chat. This one's not live at the moment, but you'll have the live chat for all platforms. So make sure you save this, the node.pro. We'll have free courses, all the DeFi University, DeFi high school stuff, our community, coaching, the newsletter, all of it's going to be right there.
It's going to be a portal to everything. The newsletter, DeFi University, the AI that's going to, that you're going to be able to talk to, basically ask questions about, DeFi or investing or trading or, just, everything in general. The live shows, it's going to have, all the recordings of the old shows, you name it. It's just, everything is going to be, on that thing. The community, you'll be able to find the Discord. You'll be able to find, like if you want the coaching, the one-on-one coaching program with David, just there's going to be so much value, and this is going to be the portal to it. So yeah, definitely if I can bookmark the node.pro if that's something you're interested in.
And the morning shows, Mike is going to be posting links to the news articles that they dive into. So if they kind of brush over it quickly and you want to do a deeper dive, that'll be available right here. So that's an awesome feature, because it's hard searching for all those news articles and shit if you don't have the time. That way it's right there. And like you said, the newsletter that he was talking about earlier is going to be in here. That's already been valuable for people for months now. And let's see, we are on arena.social. So check us out on the Arena. Let me repost this. And the DeFi University is going to be integrated, the node.pro. You catch Vet at Veteran4Crypto on Twitter, and me at the BCR142. And I'm on the Arena as well. So a lot of awesome stuff, man.
I don't know. I'm kind of burned out. I'm just enjoying sipping my beer right now after after all the shows and freaking getting everybody set up for their shows, doing some research. And
I got some interesting stuff with Optimism. So OP Labs, they decided to. I don't know if you guys have covered this yet, but they had 20 teams. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you, sir. My eyes are old.
So the CEO of Optimism Labs, or OP Labs, co-founder of Optimism, announced earlier this week that they were letting go 20 team members. So their priority was to communicate with the impacted people and give the team time to process the news before sharing publicly. And the decision reflects a narrowing of their focus, not their runway. So it's not that they don't have funds, because they said they have enough funds for years of runway, but they So they talk to their engineers, operators, and builders, and they're trying to narrow their focus. They want to do, it's about doing fewer things well, making decisions faster, and reducing coordination overhead. So yeah, they need to focus on making sure that everyone departing is well taken care of. So that's good. So it looks like their compensation. So we'd like to do everything we can to soften the transition. 3 months of base pay as a floor. If you've been here longer, you get more, 1 additional month for each year of tenure, up to 5 months total. So 6 months of healthcare continuation will be provided for everyone. And your laptop is yours to keep. That's pretty cool. And this is a crypto project. I mean, OP Labs, they got the OP stack. You don't really see a severance at all, much less a pretty good one like this. Because when I got laid off from the EV company, 3 years ago, they gave us a pretty good severance. It was like 2 or 3 months or however many. I think mine was like 4 because I was there for a certain amount of, I was like 6 years. But they didn't give us a laptop. And so, yeah, and what was it, last month, the base announced that they were kind of splitting from the OP stack and using their own platform going forward. So I thought this was kind of interesting.
I do remember reading about that.
Yeah. But, and this kind of goes back to a little thing we discussed in the interview this morning is what do all these tokens do? Like Arbitrum, Optimism, all these tokens that don't really, it's protocol tokens that we don't really need. I mean, for governance, yeah, but you can do other things for governance instead of just finding a token.
What is it you say? What is it that you do here? I take the paperwork from one to the other. Like, what is it you don't understand about this?
I'm a people person. What is wrong with you people? Oh man.
So
that dude was great.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of like, while you're talking about that, I'm kind of checking out this block turtle just to kind of get an idea of what it's about.
Yeah, David was kind of like, meh. He just seemed kind of indifferent about it. Like it wasn't super thrilling, but
oh no, I think David's just a hard one to read sometimes. He just he gets so like engrossed or so focused on something that like if he's in the middle of something and you're trying to talk to him, then he'll just kind of be like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm sure that's not what it was. I'm sure that it was because he's the one that brought it up to me. He's the one that introduced Jonathan to me and was like, hey, chat with him and see if it's something that you'd want to bring on the show. And so yeah, I mean, we're always welcome to bring people on the show. But again, if anybody's listening to this, you're gonna get hit with questions. So like if you have questionable stuff and past projects and there was rug pulls or some some accusations of scams, we're not going to come at you with both barrels, but we're going to ask very very pointed questions about it. We're gonna address it. It's not going to be a fluff piece. That's not what we're about here, and that's why we don't get paid. That's why we don't want to get paid, because when you start getting paid, then it's all about painting the best picture for that guest or that that person that you're interviewing. If we're not paid and people understand you come on this show, you are going to get asked questions, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. We want to know about and we want to make sure that people are fully informed about your project and your past, because that has a lot to do with if I know that when we do our research, when me and you were doing a lot of deep dives, that was part of what we looked at. We would go to LinkedIn and we would look up the people that were involved with the projects, and we would look at past projects they were involved in, and we'd do deep dives on those. And we'd go back layers and just see, okay, did they rug pull people before? Was there scams? Was there something else? Because I don't care how great a project looks, if the person lacks integrity and they scam people before, I don't want to invest in it. And I want, if we're telling our audience about it, I want them to know about that shit. I want them
Mhm.
to know that this, you might want to be very cautious about investing in this project if it interests you because of what they've done in the past. But again, like I said, I was very impressed with Chad because I emailed him, and almost immediately he emailed back and was like, absolutely, more than happy to answer any questions about it.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see him go run and hide, and because
Oh yeah.
if he didn't show up, then you'd be like, okay, well, there's something
and
up.
and, and honestly, we would have reported that. I mean,
Yeah,
again, full transparency is, I if for whatever reason he wouldn't have showed up, I would have been like, hey, we've been advertising that we were going to have the founders of this project on. We told them that we were going to ask them questions about X, Y, and Z. They didn't show up. I can
yeah,
do with that as you will. It's like, not say anything, but again, he did. But if in the future, if we're going to bring somebody on and I let them know, hey, we found some stuff that we're going to ask you about, and if they don't show, then I'm going to report that. I'm going to be like, we emailed them, said we were going to ask them about X, Y, and Z. They didn't respond, and they no showed. You do with that as you will. To me that's not a good thing. But
yeah. Nope. Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully the guys at Canton are still doing okay.
I reached out to Shaw again today. He says that they're doing great. He's just busy as hell onboarding people, like daily. Like if you watch on X on their account, like every day there's like one, two, or three new validators, that are coming online with them. They're onboarding people like fucking crazy at Canton Network. So we are going to have him back on. I'm just you know, he's been gracious enough. Like back before, we were on this channel where we have, back to over, 8,000 subscribers. Because before when he was on, we had 50,000 subscribers because we were on that old channel. And he came on, and that's not much for a project like Ken. It was the fact that when he messaged me back, he told me, he said the reason he was willing to come on is that I was a military veteran and he respected that because he served in the Israeli military. So he was willing to come on, which I thought was awesome. And so he came on, and he was willing to come back on when we just had 600, when we started that new channel. And so to me, that guy, he's welcome on this show for life. It's, somebody
Mhm.
that's willing to take the time for, a small channel, just, some guys, trying to, make something happen. He has my loyalty for life.
Yeah, and he was great during the interview too. I
Oh,
mean, he
dude.
was so
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Drew killed it.
No, Drew did a great job over at Blockchain Basement. Freaking Drew did a great job on that interview.
Yeah.
I think I might have you and David interview him next time. You guys did a great job today.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
I enjoyed just running the sticks and messing with the chat. That's
No, that was man, that was a big help. That was huge.
well.
I
Then
mean,
you can just
it takes a
focus.
team, man. Yep.
Well, then you can just focus on the interview. I can bring up screens, and I can bring up their website. And, you're not having to search for stuff while they're talking. You can just
Yeah.
again, you can just focus on the interview. It works great.
I'm not sure what Zip was talking about with the Zip. What are you talking about? It seems like creating too many tokens, sucking up capital out of the market.
It seems they are creating too many tokens, sucking up capital out of the market. That's been pretty dang low volume. Probably why a lot of established coins are underperforming. Yeah, what are you referencing, Zip? Yeah, Nick. Yeah, dude, I love me some Drew. Friggin', if for whatever reason, if Drew ever like decided to go solo or something like that, dude, I'd bring him on the node. Friggin', if we're ever making enough money, and friggin', yeah, I'd hire fucking Drew.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Um, Even when he didn't know that I had a channel, he let me come on the basement just, as a fan and, allowing me the time to get him on tonight.
Dude, that dude is so fucking busy. I
He's
usually hit him up about the
all
red.
day, man. And he drives 2 hours to and from
Dude,
the
he
office.
has the kids and the wife. He has, he's pretty much running freaking Discover Crypto. I mean, when it comes to, my understanding, and not that I know what's going on there, but I mean, he's on the shows, he's, behind the scenes, doing a bunch of the shorts and the marketing. And it's like, that guy's busier than a one legged man in an ass kicking contest. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, never
Well,
cross him though.
yeah, no, fucking dude is fucking huge. He's like, was he like 240 or 250 and like
Yeah,
6'6" or some shit?
yeah,
Dude's
yeah. He's a
fucking
he's a
massive, dude. I was
I'm
laughing. There were
on.
some dudes that were trying to clown him on social media the other day because he was wearing a tank top and he wasn't like ripped. And I'm like, dude, I guarantee if they were in the same room with him, they would not be saying the shit that they were saying.
Nope, not at all, man.
I because honestly, I mean, maybe with some pads for fun, I'd like go toe to toe with him, but like in a street brawl, I don't know if I'd want to go toe to toe with a dude that's that fucking big, dude.
Nope.
Not unless it was like dirty, if I can fight dirty, maybe. But yeah, dude, he's a big boy, man.
Take the knees. Take out the knees first, and
That's what
then
I always do. Is with big guys, I always take them out. I chop them down like a
yeah.
redwood. Go for the legs, go for the knees. Always, always, always.
uh, Joe Q Public, what up? DeFi Don.
Oh yeah,
um, I don't know. Did you guys see this week? Mastercard launching cross-border transfer, bringing in Canton Network as one
we
of
re-
the.
yeah we reported on it on the node.
Okay, yeah, pretty cool, man. And I've seen quite a few people talking about Canton and how the price is holding up and increasing. Um, just a lot of good metrics. And this is a pretty good chart. The fear and greed index
Hmm.
is still in extreme fear. Buying dips at this level is where legends are made, and you can see since 2018. Um, when the fear is high, you're at a pretty good low point. Um, so I would save this and study it if I were everybody. It's in general since.
Well, actually, you know what? Let me share this real quick. So I got
Oh,
I
so
got a little bit of news. So Hedera, H bar. I sold all my H bar, but I mean this is bullish for H bar.
yeah.
Wyoming's frontier stablecoin. So the state of Wyoming launched its own stablecoin. Minted on Hedera's EVM, FRNT is designed to support faster and more efficient digital asset payments available on Kraken. So yeah, Wyoming launched their own stablecoin.
Wow.
OP Track, this portfolio terminal. So this was built one dashboard to track all your OP net. The interview we did today, bags, balances, your profit and loss, allocation, and swap directly from your portfolio. No more guessing, no more spreadsheets. Just connect and swap, trade, snipe, and OP Flash BTC fast as lightning. So I'll follow. I'll give them a follow. Why not? But no, I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, it was really interesting to not have to be on top of the interview, where I could just really focus on like absorbing the information, almost like I was just a subscriber, a listener. It's kind of refreshing. But the ecosystem that's being built out natively on Bitcoin, and with DeFi. I honestly think that this is something to watch. I'm not saying run out and FOMO into OpNet or anything like that, but it's going to be an interesting ecosystem to watch grow, because uh, you know it's important to understand the difference between native Bitcoin and synthetic Bitcoin. Things
Mhm.
like wrapped versions of Bitcoin, because wrapped versions of Bitcoin aren't actually Bitcoin. They're a representation of Bitcoin. So if I'll be excited to see earning opportunities that you'll be able to do with your native Bitcoin, on these, things like, OpNet, and some of these other platforms, some of these new DeFi protocols that might be launching. Different ways that you can borrow against, like Chad was talking about. Being able to borrow against your Bitcoin, and with leverage, and things like that. So very, very interesting.
That's a huge one too, is borrowing against your Bitcoin. If you need money for something, an emergency, and you don't want to sell your crypto, and you're like, oh fuck, it's the bear market, and I really need this car. Like Drew needed a car,
Yeah.
and didn't have assets to just dump. But you had
Well,
Bitcoin. You're like,
well,
I don't want to sell it at
you don't want to
60.
dump.
Yeah,
Just
you don't want to
being
dump.
able to access that liquidity, but still possess that asset. Still
Yep.
have that exposure to that asset. So being able to buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, take out a low. And I would always suggest taking a low leverage. Maybe
Yes.
20%, 30%.
Yep.
Loan to value. Don't get to where you're taking like 80% loan to value, and then Bitcoin dumps 20% or more, and then you get liquidated. You don't want that. So maybe 20%, that you take out a loan, and then invest in some other things. Maybe it's not a car. Maybe you want to buy more Bitcoin. Maybe you want to enter into a liquidity pool to where you can earn a higher yield and use that yield to pay off the loan. So it's a way to lever up your the amount of liquidity that you have working for you. And if you do it responsibly, the way that David teaches in DeFi University, then you can get a lot done. Like with, you can multiply. Like, say you have $10,000 and you take out, of Bitcoin, and you take out a 20% loan on it. Now you have 12,000, and then you pay back that 2,000. You still have that 12,000 plus any yield that you're earning, and now you can take out another 2,000. So without injecting any new liquidity, you are growing your portfolio. So you don't have to use any of your own fiat. You don't have to inject any more. You're using the yield that you're earning to grow your portfolio. You're using advanced DeFi strategies that David teaches, and Don teaches in DeFi University, to grow your portfolio organically. That's what we like to focus on here, is taking you to the next level, to where it's not just you constantly dumping more of your fiat. And you can do that to further boost it whenever you have extra money, but it's not necessary. And when you
Uh-huh.
need money, then you can access it through DeFi, like Jeff was talking about. You can take out a loan against your Bitcoin if there's an unexpected auto repair, if there's an unexpected medical expense. If you want to take a trip, I wouldn't suggest it for a trip. I mean, I would suggest saving up for something like that. But if you so choose, that is the financial freedom that DeFi offers us. It offers us exposure to assets that historically were not available to us. You had to be I always forget this term, an accredited investor. You
Oh
have to
yeah.
you have to be $1 million plus in assets, and it can't include your house, before you can invest in some of these traditional vehicles that the wealthy invest in. Some of those are available to us in DeFi. So it's DeFi, it levels the playing field when it comes to what you're able, and the more things that get tokenized. I know I'm all over the place here, and I'm just kind of fucking relaxing and just letting my head go wild right now. Um, but as real estate gets tokenized, as vehicles get tokenized, as all these different real world assets get tokenized, you're going to be able to take out loans against them. So, like your house, you don't have to go to a bank and apply for a HELOC, a home equity line of credit or anything like that. If your house is tokenized, you can take out a $50,000 loan against your house. You don't have to take a massive one, but say you want to remodel. You can take out a loan against your house and invest it in whatever you want, in stocks, whatever. You can use it to improve your home, whatever you want to do.
I think DZ did that a few years ago. They took out a loan, and he talked about it. He took out a loan to do some improvements on the home, and he said some of it I think fell into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, absolutely. Take out 50 grand, use 30 of it to fix up your house, put 20 grand of it in Bitcoin to grow your portfolio. Absolutely. Because I mean, the equity that's sitting in your house, it's not working for you. That's how the rich. I mean, Taylor. He's going to be on Monday's show. My brother Taylor. Very well off, very successful. Owns a couple of his own law firms. A couple of his own title companies. He very graciously comes on. The Monday shows usually him and Texas Jeff, and they share what the wealthy do to stay wealthy and to get wealthy and to stay wealthy. And one of those things is they live off debt. So they don't own their homes. They have businesses and trusts that own their homes and that own their assets. And they live off debt. So they take out loans against those, and that's what they live off of. But they put that liquidity into yield bearing assets, stocks, bonds, crypto, whatever, that earn them money to pay off those loans. And then they just take out loans again, and they just keep growing and growing and growing their net worth, using those vehicles. And so, yeah, Taylor's going to be on Monday, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Is basically just some of these strategies that the wealthy use to get rich and stay rich.
Yeah, when I learned about that, setting up your properties or vehicles and things that you own, assets into wills and trusts, it blew my mind because I'm like, oh shit, that's smart. Because you can set up a LLC or a business or something and not have stuff in your name, because if you get sued or get into an accident and somebody comes after you, it's not in your name, so you can't have it taken from. It's like, holy shit, just makes you rethink everything that you've been taught or were not taught. Because they don't teach you that stuff. They just teach you how to be a cog in the system. And
exactly. No, and it goes back to when Trump and Hillary Clinton were debating, and and Hillary Clinton was like, trying to get a gotcha moment on Trump. Yeah, she's like, you didn't even pay any taxes. He's like, you're right, I didn't. He's like, you and and all the politicians, you're the ones that made the tax laws. I'm just using the laws that you freaking made to not pay taxes. It's like, because I'm smart. I'm SMRT. It's
seeing
like
that smirk on her face. She's like,
oh yeah, dude. Why would you? It's like, why would you, if you didn't have to, why would you pay taxes? Especially when you see what our government's doing. They're taking in like 2 trillion, 2 point something trillion a year. They're spending 3 point trillion a year. We're at like, what is the national debt right now? Like 37 trillion dollars. They're dumping it into wars. They're dumping it, and they giving it away to freaking other countries, and people are struggling to put freaking food on the table and struggling to survive. Americans are, and they're giving it away to illegal aliens who are eating and living better than most Americans. They're paying their taxes.
Yeah. I don't owe that Somali a damn thing.
Exactly. We don't owe anybody shit. So, yeah. All right. So, Aerodrome. Overlay protocol based ecosystem is coming to overlay. the Arrow token perp. So there's a perp stakes. I was wanting to ask David about this today. I forgot. I was so excited about the interview. I fucking kicked it over to you guys before I finished. Aerodrome 5 is the beating heart of base. It's the liquidity layer that, like, I think it's like 60 or 70% of the liquidity on base network. And it's the number one DEX, the liquidity hub and protocol that powers half the ecosystem. Now you can trade its token with leverage on overlay. So let me actually pull that up and see what that looks like. Well, actually, here. Why the hell am I fucking doing all this stupid shit? Why don't I just fucking click on overlay protocol and go to overlay.market? I'm overcomplicating shit. All right. Launch the app. Service not available in your region. All right. Well, fuck a suck a dick, and we will do this.
Need your VPN.
Yeah, bring up my VPN because I'm fucking a free person and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Mike's got to move real quick.
Yep. Hold on. I'm gonna fly. Where am I gonna fly? Maybe Switzerland. Yeah, let's fly.
And he's gone.
I am now a resident of Switzerland.
Oh, he's back. See, that was a quick flight, man.
Tardar. All right.
Trade everything engine.
All right. So we got markets, trade, portfolio, referrals, leaderboard. I don't know. The Elon Musk food index.
Okay.
Altcoins. Oh, there's Arrow.
Seems a
so
little
Arrow
weird.
USD. All right, so it only has data since it launched here. All right. Well, I mean, you can up to 5x leverage. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. I'm kind of a Scrooge when it comes to my Arrow, though. It's either fucking I'm either hodling it, I have it in a full range pool, or it's in a lock. So it's earning me some shit.
Put it to work.
I need to recalculate my fucking holdings on
Get to work, Arrow.
Oh, for sure, dude. Dude, Arrow by far has been my best earner. Just with all the locks and the full range pools, the liquidity pools that I have on Aerodrome. I've stacked so much fucking Arrow. I think I have like over 20,000 Arrow now.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Jay, DeFi or nothing. No trading for me.
Yep. Dude. Now, I'll tell you, David is building a node channel AI bot that is going to do trading for the four of us that that own the channel. So those of you that don't know, again, David, me, Jeff, and DeFi Don, we all have we're basically all owners of the channel. Mm-hmm. So David's going to be building out a bot. And so probably each of us, will pitch in like a couple $100 or something like that. And we're going to give it to the bot and see what it can do with it. See if it can, maybe fucking it will make it so rich because I can't trade. I've lost probably about $2,000, trying to trade. I was up and then I got greedy and it's just, I'm not a trader. It just, things move too fast. I love DeFi.
Yep.
So Zip, it's not better than trading. It's just that DeFi for some of us, there's a lot. The learning curve isn't as steep as it is for trading. So in trading, there's a lot that you need to learn. Like it takes people months, if not years, to become good traders. In DeFi, you can get your toe wet with staking, where there's almost no risk. You can lend out on a solid protocol, non-custodial, you can lend out your hodl bags and at least earn some yield on your bags. And it's just, you can put it there, staking and lending, you can put it there and you can sleep easy. You can go about your daily life with your family and
Yep.
go into work.
Easier on your
Yeah,
mental health.
just on your mental health, dude. And you don't need to be staring at charts.
Hmm.
Can you make money faster trading? Absolutely. But there's a lot of stress. There's a learning curve. You, as fast as you can make money, you can lose money. With DeFi, again, you can hang out in the kiddie pool. You can hang out to where you don't need the floaties and all that stuff, and you can make a little bit of yield, and then as you learn, you can wade into the deeper water. Maybe you open a full range pool, and you get a little more yield, and then as you learn a little bit more, you can get into some wide ranges and some concentrated liquidity pools. And as you get more and more experience, you can narrow those ranges to increase the amount of yield that you earn. All this stuff David teaches in DeFi University. So I highly suggest you go over there, join that community and learn that stuff because it's so valuable and it's free. I mean, there literally is many, many channels, and I'm not going to, call any of them out because they're just doing their thing. It's not. I'm not meaning this as a diss against them, but there's a lot of channels out there to join their Discord. You have to pay a couple $100 a month or more if you want to go through their DeFi course. It's a couple of thousand or tens of thousands of dollars to be a part of their community.
Yep.
There's a lot of and again, I'm not bashing those groups. I'm just saying that we are different. We want to help you. We want to offer as much value as we can for free. Are we starting to develop some paid stuff? Absolutely. We just started a business. We want to make sure that we're able to keep bringing you value. Some of that costs. We need to pay for cloud services and streaming services, and the AIs that we're building. That all costs money. So yes, we're gonna. It's up to you if you want to buy those things. If you find
Mhm.
value in them. If you don't, then don't. It's cool too. Take advantage of the free stuff. I don't mind. We're like Costco. You can wander
Yeah.
through. You can have the little free nibbles, and if you
Yeah.
see something you like, buy it. If you don't. You got some free nibbles.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you just from all the stuff that I've uh
Doing
free
shit, bro.
education that I've learned, whether it's crypto or music, um, uh, over the years, the free stuff has definitely helped. Finding YouTube channels that offer that value, and then there have been times I've bought stuff from those people. Just because I'm like, okay, I know that you're a good source, so let me
Yeah.
buy this product or program from them, and but yeah, definitely take advantage of the free stuff. And if you find value, hey, we'd appreciate it if you show your support. But just being here, interacting with us, and especially during the bear market, man, you're showing up every day. It's not easy to stay in the markets and keep tuning in when everything's down in the dumps and sentiments. Fear and greed index is real low, so it's good to see everyone showing up because we're all in it for the long term.
Oh, yeah.
This
We're
is a
not going anywhere.
long-term thing, man. We're not going anywhere. So,
This channel, that's like I said. I mean, we don't shill. We don't try to pump our bags. We don't do any of that here. Um, you know, a good example. I always use it, but Aerodrome. I'm super bullish on it. David thinks it's trash. He's not big on the tokens, the protocol tokens and stuff like that. And he's fucking a lot smarter than I am, and he's a lot more successful in DeFi and investing than I am. I'm a bit of a degen. It's like, yeah, I have some ETH, I have some Bitcoin, but my largest bag is Aerodrome. I personally see that I think that it's going to be a major part of the future of Coinbase and the Base network, and a liquid, when the new platform launches here soon, it's going to be multi-chain, and there's a lot of things going on with it, and I'm betting on that. Could it go to zero? Absolutely. Could I get rich on it? Absolutely. Time will tell. But
Mm-hmm.
it's that's what it's all about. Is educating yourself, figuring out what's your risk profile. Are you a degen like me, or are you a little more risk adverse? Do you just want to invest in Bitcoin and just lend and do things like that? Just play it safe. There's nothing wrong with that. We're here to educate you so you can make your own decisions. We are not giving you advice. We're not telling you what to invest in. We are just providing information. What you do with that information is 100% up to you. We will never, I don't do price predictions. Anybody that's watched us for more than a minute,
Yeah,
there's
no.
people in the chat all the time that ask me, what do you think Arrow is going to go to? I don't fucking know. It could go to 1 cent. It could go to a fraction of a cent. It could go to $10. I don't fucking know. But I'm here to find out.
Yeah. Yeah. It never turns out well, the price predictions, because I am DeFi.
We are DeFi.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. All right. Well, I think I think we'll cut it off there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of starving, man. I think I'm gonna go make me some chorizo and eggs.
Oh man. Yeah. I need to go eat myself. Yeah, and you've had a packed day yourself, so go relax, man.
Dude, I apologize. I appreciate all of you watching. I apologize. My brain is fried. I just after getting everybody set up for the shows on Monday, and that interview today and everything else that I got done today, I'm just I just wanted to sip this beer and hang out with y'all. So sorry if this wasn't like alpha filled, but I appreciate you
Oh,
hanging
we
out
gave
with
a
us.
ton of alpha this morning, man. If y'all haven't checked
Yeah,
it out, make sure go to the YouTube channel and watch that interview from this morning. It's fucking awesome. So awesome.
absolutely. Well, and definitely have a great weekend. Unplug,
Yeah.
relax. Jeff or not Jeff, Jay and Ellie, they're going to be streaming on our channel on Twitch and Kick. So if you want to watch them game, go ahead and jump over there. They'll be on X as well. So watch them over there, and we'll see you on Monday morning for the node at 9 a.m. Pacific is when we start, and noon Eastern.
Yep.
And of course, right after that, it's going to flow right into DeFi Don, doing DeFi High. And after that is going to be Jeff is going to have a pre-record for the blockchain report. Do you have any, do you want to give people a teaser on what you're going to talk about, or do you have anything? Or
Well, I have a list of things on my whiteboard here that I got to record this weekend so I can have the videos ready for next week.
oh, okay.
So I'm not sure which one I'll launch first, but yeah, I'll get on those this weekend and have it ready. So yeah, no, we appreciate having you, Doc69 is a newbie.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, I haven't seen that name in the chat, so welcome. Yeah, just anybody that's watching, throw us a follow, because I guarantee you that you're going to find value here. That I can promise you. Either you're going to get a laugh or you're going to get some knowledge. One of the two. And we don't care about getting censored by YouTube. We say shit. We swear. The Red Pill. If you haven't watched it, definitely watch the Red Pill. It's comedy. But anyway, let's wrap it up. But I appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Peace out.